start the stream, so hold off speaking, please.
Pat, you are live.
Welcome, my diveLIVE family, from wherever you may be watching in the world right now. Today I'm going to be taking you for a dive on the left-hand side of Casuarina Point, here on the western side of Grand Cayman. I'm Pat. Today we have Rian on camera, and my surface biologist today is...
Thank you, Pat. It's great to be diving again. We do apologize about yesterday. We had some technical issues, which we've worked through, and we're back with you underwater. So, Pat, can you tell us the depth and temperature?
Yeah, so right now I am at 6 meters, so I'm pretty shallow at the moment, about 20 feet down. The temperature today is a lovely 28 degrees Celsius or 83 degrees Fahrenheit.
All right, and what do you hope to see today?
Well, today I would love to see a narrator. We've only had some very fleeting encounters with them, but as I said, I am on the left-hand side today, which is close to Sunset House, which is a site renowned for having a couple of resident narrators. So, fingers crossed, I'm going to head out to the sand hut and have a look out there. Now, failing that, I would like to see another turtle today. We had a bit of a hot streak the other day, so I'd really like to get that going too.
Okay, Pat, there's just some people that say they're not able to hear you so well. So Pat was just saying he really hopes to see a nurse shark. They're very commonly sighted on this side, on the left side of Don Foster's dive center. And I think he's really hoping to see a turtle as well. Oh, I see is it a cowfish or a trunkfish ahead?
Yes, we're just right ahead of it. Looks like a Lionfish. Go up for a closer look. Now, I'll be able to tell whether it's a cowfish by looking at the eyes. They are called cowfish.
Okay, so just to repeat what Pat said, he is looking for that cowfish, which I think has maybe disappeared, but it's a really unusual looking species, and we know it's a cowfish because it has a spine above each eye, 2 spines, and a really boxy, uncomfortable looking skeleton. Have we lost that cowfish, Pat? Yeah, sure. Jared's working on that, so maybe if I can assist here. Oh, I think Rian has found a spiny lobster. It's a little bit out of focus, Rian, but I can see a small looking spiny lobster there. That's much better. So Pat, I'm just going to talk a little bit because we're having issues with your audio. So this looks like quite a small spiny lobster, and we're getting a great view of those compound eyes. Those 2 round dark circles are the eyes, and they're called compound eyes because they're made up of lots of tiny little lenses. So this gives the impression that lobsters can hear really well, really well, but actually they can't. They've got incredibly poor eyesight, and in bright lights a lobster will be almost completely blind. In dim light they can just sort of sense motion, sense movement. They don't have eyes like ours. They use their chemoreceptors on a pair of antennas to smell, and that is how they find their way about the world. So these 2 big antennas that you can see Oh, it's really checking us out. These are used for fighting and defense. So the big long ones are for defense and warding off all potential predators. And the smaller ones, we can see them a little bit, they're covered in hairs. And these hairs have chemoreceptors, so they're able to smell their way through the water, and they can have up to 400 different chemoreceptors. So lobsters can actually tell the difference between two really similar but different species of mussel. That's how specialized they are. And they actually say that a lobster's sense of smell is more akin to that of a dog than it is to ours. So basically that means they're olfactory predators, so they really rely on their sense of smell, which is probably why their eyes are so poorly developed. Now Pat, you want to talk and see if we can hear you? Are you there, Pat? Yeah, we're just working on some adjustments, so Hey Pat, we're having a lot of troubles with your audio. Are you happy to do a silent dive and I can narrate all the exciting things that you see? Are you able to give us a signal that you heard that message? Rian, can you put the camera on Pat and let us know that he's heard this message? Sorry about this, everyone. We are working on it, and they have found the Lionfish. We will go to that once we know that all right, so out all these exciting things for us, and I will give as much information as I can. And Love Dogs mentioned the rooster, and yes, that is not underwater. We do have some roosters about the island, so yes, from the surface. So Rian, you can go back to that lionfish if you can still find it. There's a rooster again. So it is not raining. It is a really sunshiny day up here. The water, however, is full of plankton, so that's probably what you can see. And right now in front of us we have a beautiful lion. Wow, look, oh wow. So we can get really close to this animal's face here, and you can see it has a big nocturnal eye, and that beautiful striped pattern going down it came from is a dangerous beauty. So the venom is not actually in the very fish. Yeah, that's it, Rian. So this feather-like spot can probably make us vomit they don't actively use these spines. They do not come up to us and purposely inflict the venom upon us. They just use it for protection. Now, during the day, they normally remain quite inactive. So this one is just hiding out in a crevice here. Dorsal spines and the ventral come upon them. So you can see what the animal really is. And all those spines, they can have a lot of spines, say the fully grown adult. So the lionfish, as many of you may know, is an invasive species in the Caribbean. So it's not actually supposed to be there. They're native more to the Indo-Pacific region. Now, around the late 1980s, early 1980s, we got a fairy basslet there. They arrived in the Caribbean. So because they're not supposed to be here, they're not a natural part of the food chain. They have absolutely thrived themselves, and they have fish that they can eat. And they have reproduced and reproduced and reproduced, and the numbers are now completely unsustainable. Different juvenile reef fish was found in its stomach. That just shows you what an incredible predator they are. And not the Caribbean, they are culls. So hermits, any further the tiger fish instead of the lionfish? That's a really good question. So they, oh, parrotfish. Look at that. Adult male stoplight parrotfish. See really clearly the really fused beak it has. So this is sort of and it looks like it has a mustache. It doesn't. This is algae which has grown over this. So it's quite unusual. And obviously Pat is not his estimate, but it looks really. They aren't actually trying to eat the coral. And so it looks like which means coral will build up in their stomach, and they poop out a lot of fish for it. Produce up to 90 kg, which is 200 pounds of sand per year. So each parrotfish plays a crucial role in the ecosystem for this reason. They produce sand back into the ecosystem. That was a great shot of the parrotfish, Rianne. We're trying to exciting things to look at. He's just telling us he's okay there. So that symbol that Pat just did, that means he is design, and they have that little, oh, we have a tarpon in the background. So much happening. We have a big tarpon swimming by above. And even that comparison, it's, oh, we have lots of tarpons. I didn't realize they hang out around. So we have fish, and they're big predators in the food chain. So they're part of the megalops family, which means big head. And they are predators, so they feed on lots of schooling fish. So they're not active like these blue tangs. So what's Rianne's just done here is shown us a big school back to a herbivorous. Oh wow, and they're all in the one shot. So this is two different elements to the reef. The tarpons generally are nocturnal. I'm not sure whether they normally just rest. Hi Pat. During the day, so they will be continuously grazing for algae. So we have a huge contrast in the ahead in front of us. Not a fish, he is a. So yes, and we are barjack, and that barjack, Rian. Forked tail, high up in the fur, and opportunistic feeding. But I eels and fish hiding out in is probably not the correct term, but this is just an outcrop of reef with so much life. So this is a sort of mini example of how right now Rian has shown us a gorgonian. We have sponges. I can see a sponge against one. They will feed in a different way. But the sea up yet, it is. And Pat loves to speak about gorgonians and give us those. So from you, and just a little sign, scouring the sand. We have a jawfish. This is it's definitely looking at us. Camera work, yeah. The safe protection of the sun, so they will rarely rise too high above that sandy bottom from predators. They can burrow here so that they won't be seen. So this one's obviously on high alert right now. Okay. I will need to check them. Waiting to pluck the sandy patch. I find this species there are, but this one in the end I'm really curious. They can't back that up, but with barracudas I find them really to know who you know that it's a cleaning station because it's an area of reef with fish hanging around for their next meal, which comes from these bigger fish. All sorts of animals need to be cleaned. So functions. So yes, very fast for little fish. Like almost like a job. Now a great example yourself when you're a juvenile. Give you a general information. Find a stingray and no shark. Can we just get him able to talk? To go do his all this rubble and broken cords in replace. Is around, I can't see it. And there's another nest. Yes. So what they do is they put the little piece and they transfer fish, so they can also dart in between each of the little pieces of coral and hide in their nest for protection. Lots of other small fish will make use of this in the approach, I guess. Man has found the tilefish. Perfect. So this is the fish that create nests. Strong mouth, but it does. It can pick up these really large pieces of coral and move them. And that must take a lot of animals to do it. Just want to give a shout out to Tracy, who's been incredibly supportive of our work here, and she is enjoying the dive even without Pat. you for all your... So this tilefish doesn't necessarily stay above its nest the whole time. It does. So talking about the tilefish with an F-I-L-E, tilefish. It makes it a little... And that spiny lobster, don't... Oh, yeah, it was right underneath is the barjack that we referred to, and they are actually able to light their skin.